You already know it. Deep down, you feel it every morning when you wake up. That subtle whisper in your chest that says, "This can't be all there is." You scroll, you work, you laugh at the same jokes, you repeat the same arguments, you make the same promises to yourself, and still, the days bleed together like a long, dull march toward nowhere. And yet you stay the same. You keep doing what's comfortable because it feels safe. But what if I told you that this safety you cling to is killing you? Not in some metaphorical, poetic way, but in a real, slow, soul-rotting way that Jung himself warned about. Carl Jung believed that every human being carries within them a potential, a blueprint for who they could become if they dared to fully confront themselves. He called it individuation, the process of becoming whole. But here's the ugly truth. Most people never get there. They stay half-formed, half-live, chained to who they were 5, 10, 20 years ago, terrified to break the pattern. And that's where Machiavelli comes in, because he would tell you that staying the same doesn't just keep you weak, it makes you pray. Think about it. The world rewards those who evolve and punishes those who don't. The person you are right now is perfectly designed to get the results you're currently getting. And if you keep being that person, if you keep living by those same excuses and fears, nothing changes, except you get older, weaker, easier to control. That is the most dangerous thing you can do. Stay exactly who you are. You may think you're staying true to yourself, but let me tell you something brutally honest. That version of yourself is outdated. That version is scared. That version is holding on to identities and roles you should have outgrown years ago. Jung warned that when you refuse to grow, your shadow, all the parts of you you've suppressed, doesn't disappear, it festers. It turns into bitterness, envy, regret. That's why you see people in their 40s and 50s walking around angry at the world, hating the success of others, mocking anyone who tries to change their life. They are stuck, and if you stay the same, that will be you. You can feel it, can't you? That quiet dread in your stomach when you think about the future. That sense that if nothing changes, your life will be a copy-paste of the last 5 years, just with more weight on your body, more bills, less energy, and fewer dreams. This isn't just about self-improvement. This is about survival. Because life is constantly testing you. The world isn't neutral. It's trying to see if you're strong enough to adapt. Machiavelli wrote that those who cannot adapt to changing times are destroyed by them. That's not a motivational quote. That's a warning. Think about the people who resisted change, who ignored opportunities, who stayed loyal to old systems, old ideas, old versions of themselves. History doesn't remember them kindly. They get left behind, and let's be real, you've been left behind before, haven't you? That job you didn't go for because you didn't feel ready. That relationship you stayed in long after you knew it was dead. That business idea you never acted on because you told yourself you didn't have time. You've been betraying yourself for years, and you've gotten away with it until now. Because now you're here, watching this, and deep down you know, this is the line in the sand. This is the moment where you decide whether you're going to keep sleepwalking through life, or whether you're going to finally wake up and do something about it. Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But most people will never pay that price, because becoming who you truly are requires the death of who you've been. And death is terrifying. It means letting go of friendships that no longer fit. It means facing truths about yourself that are so uncomfortable they make you sick. It means being willing to be misunderstood, to be called arrogant, selfish, even insane by people who benefited from your weakness. That is why so many people choose the slow death instead. The quiet decay of staying the same, the false peace of never rocking the boat. They smile, they laugh, they post happy pictures, but inside they're rotting. And one day they wake up and realize they've built a life that doesn't even feel like theirs. It feels like a compromise they made with fear. If that scares you, good. It should. Fear is a signal that you're standing on the edge of something. That could change everything. That's why you can't look away right now. Because part of you knows that if you stop watching this, you'll just go back to the same cycle. Scrolling, numbing yourself, convincing yourself that maybe next week you'll take action. Stop lying to yourself. There is no next week. There is now. Machiavelli said that fortune favors the bold, not the cautious, not the comfortable, not the ones who wait until they feel ready. Boldness is the only way to tear yourself out of the gravitational pull of who you've been. So what do you have to do? You have to burn the old version of yourself to the ground. You have to identify the habits, the routines, the roles, people, even the thoughts that keep you stuck, and you have to destroy them. I don't mean slowly phase them out. I mean rip them out by the roots. If you want to be someone else, you cannot keep living like the person you are right now. That means saying no when you're used to saying yes. That means putting yourself in situations where you feel like an imposter. That means taking risks that make your stomach turn. Because here's the paradox. The fear you feel when you do something new is not a sign you're on the wrong path. It's the proof you're on the right one. And if you don't feel that fear regularly, you are not growing. You are not individuating. You are not evolving into who you're meant to be. You're just repeating. I want you to look at your life right now and be brutally honest. Where are you staying the same just because it's comfortable? Where are you lying to yourself about what you want? Where are you letting fear dictate your choices? You already know the answers. You've known them for a long time. You've just been pretending not to. Stop pretending, because every day you stay the same. Every day you betray that voice inside you that wants more. You are training yourself to settle. And settling is addictive. It's the drug most people never recover from. But you can choose differently. You can choose to scare yourself on purpose. You can choose to step into rooms where you feel small. You can choose to let people misunderstand you and judge you and whisper about you because you know where you're going. And yes, it's going to hurt. But what hurts worse, the pain of growth or the pain of regret? You felt the first spark, that uncomfortable rush of truth that shakes you awake. But don't confuse that spark with transformation. Most people stop right here. They feel inspired for a moment. Maybe they journal a few thoughts. Maybe they make a list of things they'll start doing next week. And then they go back to their life, back to their comfort zone, back to slowly dying in the name of being stable. Don't you dare be one of those people, because if you do, you'll prove to yourself that you're not serious. You'll prove that your fear owns you, and the next time you get that spark, it will be a little dimmer. And the time after that, dimmer still. Until one day, there is no spark at all, just a quiet acceptance that this is your life, this is who you are, and you may as well make peace with mediocrity. Jung warned about this more than once. He said that what you resist persists. When you resist growth, when you refuse to confront your shadow, when you avoid the work of transformation, you don't just stay the same, you actually get worse. You grow more fragmented, more resentful, more fragile. Life starts to feel heavier, because it's trying to drag you toward the person you were meant to become, and you're fighting it every step of the way. This is why you see people hit rock bottom and suddenly transform overnight. Sometimes pain has to break you before it can wake you. But why wait until your life falls apart? Why wait until you lose the job, lose the relationship, lose the health, lose the will to get out of bed before you take action? Machiavelli would tell you that waiting is the most dangerous strategy of all. He wrote that fortune is like a river. It floods unpredictably and sweeps away everything in its path. The wise person builds dams and channels while the weather is still calm. In other words, you prepare, you move, you change before you're forced to. So here's the part where you have to decide whether you're just a spectator of your own life, or whether you're the one pulling the strings. Because if you don't take control, someone else will. Society loves it when you stay predictable. Employers love it when you never grow enough to demand more. Toxic friends love it when you never change because they don't have to confront their own stagnation. The system loves it when you stay distracted, docile, and addicted to the dopamine drip of meaningless scrolling. Stop being easy to control the moment you decide to truly change, to stop being available to everyone, to stop justifying yourself, to stop apologizing for wanting more. You will scare people, and that is a good sign. Jung said that no tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. To become who you truly are, you have to confront not just your fear, but the fear of those around you. You have to let them project their insecurities onto you without bending under the weight of their expectations. And this is where the real battle begins. Because when you start changing, you won't just face external resistance, you'll face internal sabotage. Your mind will throw every trick it has at you. You're overreacting. You don't need to do all this. You're fine. The way you are, you'll just embarrass yourself. Sound familiar? That's not reason. That's the voice of the part of you that's terrified of death, the death of who you've been. It will beg you to stay the same because it equates sameness with safety. But sameness is not safety. Sameness is a slow kill. You have to talk back to that voice. You have to become ruthless with yourself. This is where Machiavelli's philosophy is your weapon. He said that cruelty, if used well, can actually be merciful. And yes, you need to be cruel. Cruel to your comfort zone. Cruel to the version of you that keeps making excuses. Cruel to the habits that are quietly strangling you. Wake up earlier than you want to. Say no to invitations that waste your time. Remove the distractions that numb your ambition. Put yourself in rooms where you feel out of place. Speak the uncomfortable truth even if your voice shakes. Post the work you've been hiding. Take the risk that scares you so badly you almost throw up. That's what transformation looks like. It's not pretty. It's not Instagram perfect. It's messy, raw, and lonely. Most people will not cheer you on. Some of the closest people to you might pull away, and you have to let them, because this isn't about them. It never was. This is about reclaiming your power. Jung called individuation the process of becoming whole. But most people misinterpret that as some peaceful, meditative process. No, it's a war. It's a confrontation with everything you've repressed, everything you're afraid of, everything you've been avoiding. And if you win that war, you emerge on the other side as someone unrecognizable, not just to others, but to yourself. And here's the secret no one tells you. The moment you stop staying the same, life starts bending to meet you. Opportunities appear where there were none. People start treating you differently because you are different. Your energy shifts, Your presence sharpens, your decisions carry weight. You stop being invisible, but it all begins with one decision: that you are done betraying yourself. So I'm asking you, no, I'm challenging you to make that decision now. Don't just feel inspired. Act tonight. Write down the one thing you've been avoiding, the one decision you've been postponing, the one leap that terrifies you, and commit to taking the first step in the next 24 hours. Not next month. Not when you feel ready, now. Because here's the truth. The version of you that is capable of living the life you secretly dream about, they are not coming to save you. You have to become them. And you can't do that by staying the same. You already know what staying the same will get you. Look around, look at the patterns in your life. Look at how tired you are of repeating them. Look at the moments of quiet desperation where you wonder if this is all there is. And then make the choice to set it all on fire. Yes, people will talk. Yes, people will doubt you. Yes, you will fail and fall and feel humiliated. Good. That's how you know you're alive. The most dangerous thing you can do is stay the same. Because staying the same guarantees one thing, that this version of you, the one who is unfulfilled, stuck, restless, will be the one you're stuck with for the rest of your life. And you deserve more than that. So stop waiting, stop explaining, stop apologizing. Tear yourself out of the life that's too small for you. Step into the unknown. Scare yourself every day. Become someone so powerful, so awake, so dangerous that the world has no choice but to take you seriously. Because if you don't, you already know how this story ends.